Have you ever developed an interest in something or a hobby that burns you from within? Like a fiery passion, but seems like no one that you know shares this sentiment? If not, then consider yourself lucky, and if so, then welcome to my world of reading. And books to me are the supreme medium. They kind of surpass the senses and speak directly to the id, the deep self, and they're an appeal to the imagination and its infinite abilities. And that's not to say that movies and music and shows and stuff aren't great, because they are, and I love them, but with those, you kind of have to take what is given to you. Um, let's say we're listening to a song. You hear the same exact notes that I hear. But with books, as a reader, you kind of set the scene yourself. It's like a movie playing out in your head, but each reader experiences the movie a little bit differently. And that's part of the reason why people will interpret books in vastly different ways. Also, literature is timeless, so I can read the Iliad and consume the same piece of literature that an old Greek fella did like 3,000 years ago. I can read the same stories that a medieval Spanish knight read. And it's hard to say that about other forms of entertainment or what have you. And not to mention that with all the translations being more and more available, literature can increasingly transcend boundaries in language. Like, I'm not going to understand a Polish rap song, even if there are translations, the music is lost within them. So I'm not going to bore you with the why of the podcast, because I think right now you probably get it. I like books, and no one I know reads the books that I do. So I basically just want a place to talk about them, even if I'm only ranting into the eternal abyss, whatever. So now the what. What will this podcast entail? So every episode I'm going to review one book, I think. And I'm going to have and review a drink that somehow or some way relates to the book. So if I'm reading a book that takes place in Mexico, I'll have a tequila from that same region of Mexico. Or even if it's just a character, maybe there's a character in the book that likes to drink a certain drink, I'll probably do that drink. Or even if it's something like a character reminds me of someone in my own life, and there's a drink that me and them used to have, then I'll do that. You get the point. The drink is going to somehow in some way relate to something in the book. So that'll be fun for me mostly, but more importantly, I want to review the book. And I don't want to be one of those reviewers who just like recalls the plot and gives a sentence or two of my opinion at the end. Because nobody wants to listen to that. So I'm going to have like little passages from the book that I've written down, and I can revisit and share what it means to me or to the reader at large. And I'll be talking about the like psychological and philosophical undertones. I'll talk about character development, the sorts of things that lie below the plot on a superficial level. And these are the things that I think makes literature the most interesting. And my plan right now is to have like overarching themes with corresponding parts between books. So, for example, part one, I'm going to do French books by French authors. So there'll be books from all different eras, but the unifying theme is the country of origin, which would be France. And I plan on doing like 3, 4, 5 books per part, somewhere in that realm. And of course, the theme isn't limited to the country of origin. There's going to be like part 2, the existentialists, part 3, magical realism, part 4, 19th century nihilism. You get the idea. And if by some crazy chance I get like a dozen subscribers, I want to be open to book recommendations and even, dare I say, an occasional guest. I think that would be fun. Anyways, that's all. I try to be quick and concise. It's just an introduction. So next episode, the inaugural episode of part 1. Michel Houellebecq's Serotonin. A tune for your time.